Getting ready for my first night as manager of Radio City in Pat Pong, I was excited but a little nervous because I had no idea of what I was doing or what to expect, and what happened was certainly memorable. I got to work at 6 o'clock in the evening and didn't finish work until 9 o'clock the following morning, after having drank myself sober 3 times and spending a lot of my time chatting to a very interesting yet seemingly troubled guy who eventually told me he was on the run from the police after having murdered someone. More about that later. Within a few months, Radio City was doing great business. It soon became a tourist attraction, featured in magazines, news articles, tour guides, and was considered the best club in town. Even locals who wouldn't have normally been seen dead in a red light district like Pat Pong started to flock to the club. Of course, I'd like to say I played a major role in its success, but the truth is, I believe it was the entertainment that Radio City provided. We had a 7-piece backing band called the President Band, who were great entertainers in their own right. We also had the Radio City Dancers, 4 active and attractive girls. Then we had...
CC ride, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love you. Hear what I say?
Our Elvis was arguably the best Elvis on the circuit, and there were 21 Elvis impersonators in Bangkok at the time, ranging from the oldest Elvis, who sang with a drink in his hand and had a habit of falling over drunk a lot of the time, and the youngest Elvis was only 12 years old. Topping the bill...
Mr. Tom Jones.
Whilst he may not have looked like Tom Jones or even sounded like him, he had the moves, and the Tom Jones classics were guaranteed to get the audience on their feet and joining in. As for me, I was the MC, and I sang a few songs between the acts. At the time, I had no idea I'd be working at Radio City for 12 years, and over those years I collected enough incredible and often unbelievable stories I could have filled a book with them, which is exactly what I did. It was a novel based on what I'd witnessed and learned about my time in Bangkok, and largely in Pat Pong. I self-published the book and sold 500 copies in 3.5 months, which wasn't bad considering the club only had a capacity crowd of 160 people. I believe it was the only book of its kind written by an expat who actually worked in Pat Pong for many years. It was a good run, but after 18 years of working for the same boss, we both decided to part ways amicably. Now, before I go any further, do you remember the guy I befriended on the first night I worked at Radio City, who was wanted for murder? Nice guy. Well, what actually happened was a drunk driver killed his whole family, and he went to court and watched the trial every day, and eventually the guy was acquitted. So he followed the guy home, and the next day he went back, knocked on his door, and when the guy opened the door, he shot him dead. That was it. Now, what would you have done under the same circumstances? Let me know in the comments below. I know what I would have done. I'd have called Dexter. It was time to move on. You're right there, kids. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comments and all that fucking crap. So I decided to try and get into a band, which seemed like fun, but the only problem was the first band that I got into didn't even make it past the rehearsal stage, and that was because The musicians and the girl singer were all about 25 years younger than me, and I just wasn't into dancing and singing to Lady Gaga and Black Eyed Peas, but I did give it my best shot. Still, in the end, I thought, nah, I'll move on. The next band that I joined seemed like a better fit. I mean, they were all closer to my age, and the music was age appropriate. But it was a very bumpy road. That's like saying Mount Everest is a small hill. Massive egos, backstabbing, drugs, and all kinds of shit went on. But I'll save that for another video, because there will be a lot of bitching and blood will be spilled, metaphorically speaking. Now, at the same time, I decided to venture into the world of acting, which led to many auditions and lots of rejection. A rejection in the movie world means you do the audition and then you never hear from them again. However, I did get quite a bit of extra work, mostly in commercials, but later I had the chance to appear in a big-budget Hollywood movie which was definitely on my bucket list. Hangover 2 with Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms and Zach Galifianakis, or whatever his name is. Okay, I was only an extra, but it was exciting and a thrill to be up close and personal with such big stars. And the thought of being able to watch the movie with friends, then freeze frame and yell, "Yeah, that's me!" But the scene I was in ended up on the cutting room floor. Steve Reich won! My next chance came with The Lady, starring David Thewlis and Michelle Yeoh, directed by Luc Besson. But once again, the scene I was in ended up on the cutting room floor. Steve Reich 2. Still, I got another chance with All I See Is You, starring Blake Lively. Third time lucky? Nope. Cutting room floor again. Now, I was starting to take it personally, but my big break came with the speaking part in The Scorpion King 3, which I got.
Great Scorpion King, we cannot believe our good luck.
Until the location was changed to Phuket, and I lost the job.
At the same time, erase the memory of your legendary failures.
Though the director did say he would definitely use me in his next movie. I'm still waiting to hear from him. Cut! In an upcoming video, I'll be telling you what it's like to work on a Hollywood movie set, how much you get paid, what the hours are like, and how you're treated. And I'll also be giving you some behind-the-scenes information on Bradley Cooper, Zach Galifianakis, Blake Lively, and David Thewlis. And as I said a little bit earlier, we'll be walking on the wild side with the band from hell. I'll also tell you how I became a stage director, actor, writer for Thailand's Rocky Horror Show and Moulin Rouge, plus more. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care of yourselves, health and happiness. Bye!